I want to read you 2 lines off a price list. Model 1, 80.8 on SWE bench. That's the benchmark for real software engineering work. Model 2, 80.6, 0.2 of a point apart, basically the same machine. Model 1 costs about 28 times more than Model 2. Right, so that's where we are. This is Confessions of a Tech Optimist. I'm David, and this week is a short one, because the story is short. AI is becoming a commodity, and I need to admit I celebrated that for entirely the wrong reason. First, the scale of it, because I don't think most people have clocked how fast this happened. When GPT-4 launched in 2023, it was $30 per million input tokens. Today, equivalent quality runs you well under 50 cents. That's roughly a 99% drop, about 1,000-fold in 3 years. Epic AI puts the ongoing decline at a median of 50 times per year for the same performance level. 50 times per year. Nothing in computing history falls that fast. And the quality gap did the same thing. Stanford's AI index found the difference between open models and proprietary ones shrank from 8% to 1.7% in a single year. Anthropic cut prices 67%. Google slashed theirs 70 to 80. That's not generosity. That's a knife fight. So for 2 years I've been standing here going, this is wonderful. And I still think it is, honestly. A workload that cost $10,000 a month in 2023 now runs under 200. The teenager with an idea and the Fortune 500 are shopping the same shelf. That's real democratization. But here's the thing I got wrong. I was treating cheap as the win. It isn't. Cheap is what happens to a commodity. And the defining property of a commodity is that nobody gets an advantage from it. Think about electricity. It's astonishingly cheap and universally available, and precisely 0 companies have a moat because they buy electricity. Everyone does. That's what's happening to intelligence right now. When your competitor can buy the same reasoning ability for pennies on the same day from 4 vendors, the model stops being your edge. It becomes your dial tone. And there's a wrinkle that makes it worse, which nobody warns you about. Unit costs are collapsing, while total bills are going up. Because agents. One chatbot question used to be 1 call. An agentic workflow fires off dozens, chained, retrying, calling each other. So finance teams are watching the per-token price fall through the floor and the invoice climb anyway. And some analysts think today's prices are still propped up by venture money and hyperscaler cross-subsidy, with normalization possibly pushing them back up 30 to 50% within a couple of years. So here's my confession. I spent 2 years pointing at falling prices as proof the future was arriving. What was actually arriving was a much less exciting truth. The model was never the expensive part, and it was never the valuable part either. Look at where the money actually goes in a real project. Labor and integration eat 60 to 75% of the budget. The API call itself is often under 5% of total cost of ownership. Under 5%. We've been arguing about the cheapest line item on the invoice. Which, okay, this is the part that made me laugh at myself, because it's the same conclusion I've stumbled into on this show over and over, from a completely different direction. The SAP episode, the vibe coding episode, the ROI episode. Every time the answer underneath was, the technology isn't the hard part, the integration into a messy real business is, and commoditization just proved it with a price list. So when someone tells you AI is becoming a commodity, they're right, and they're describing something genuinely historic. I just don't think it means what it sounds like. It doesn't mean AI is winning or losing. It means the fight moved up a layer to your data, your workflows, your judgment about where to point the thing. The stuff that was never for sale by the million tokens. Anyway, that's the short version of a big shift. If you're building anything right now, stop optimizing the model contract and start optimizing everything around it. That's where the margin lives now. That's my confession this week on Confessions of a Tech Optimist. Short one, but I think it's the most important price chart in tech right now. Subscribe wherever you listen, leave a review if it was useful, and send it to whoever in your company is still negotiating the model contract like it's the number that matters. I'm David. Talk soon.